Yes. FPT group 2, you can go ahead. You can share the presentation. Okay, Buddha? Yeah, you can go ahead. Now. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready for the presentation? Malisha. Yeah, Dilrikshi also here now. Yeah. So you may start now. Yeah, Malisha may be earlier presented. Very good. Yeah.
Sir, can you hear me?
Of course, yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, I will start, sir. Good afternoon, all of you. We are group number 2 from FPT. Today we are going to present about government policies and strategies for cleaner production. These are the names and index numbers of our group members. And these are the topics we are going to explaining today and share our knowledge with you all. Okay, let's start with the introduction. Unsustainable consumption and unsustainable present patterns continue to result in increase in demand on natural resources. It is necessary to address this problem consist with goal of sustainable utilization of natural resources while preventing and minimizing environmental pollution. The policies and the strategies outline the protection of the environment, including diversity and human health from toxic substances, pollutants, and waste by using surface technology. Environmental strategies can be defined as a set of initiatives that can reduce the impact of operation on the natural environment through products, processes, and corporate policies such as reducing energy consumption and waste, using green sustainable resources, and environmental management system implementation. The policy pronounced that cleaner production principles should be applied to improve the efficiency of natural resource use while maintaining and improving environmental quality. Now I invite Dilusha to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Shani. Why we need national policies and strategies for cleaner production? The national policy and strategy on cleaner production aims at achieving sustainable development, enhanced environment quality, improved eco-efficiency, improved living standard, and poverty alleviation. Strategic objectives and policies into national and subnational plans of action is essential for realization of desired results. Next slide. If we don't have national policy and strategy for cleaner production, we will have to face more incidents like this. There is some articles. I will read the headlines. City groundwater being polluted. Air pollution, landmark ruling overlaw obligation. This is a wake-up call. Killed by plastic, 80 bags in whale's stomach. And this article shows some consequences of not following or not having national policies and strategies. Thank you. I invite to my group member Malki to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Dilusha. Go to the next slide. Now I would like to introduce National Policy and Strategy for Clean Air Nationally competitive economic combining growth with equity in the context of the liberalized economic system while retaining people-friendly democratic values and institutions and protecting Sri Lanka's ancient heritage. Then unsustainable consumption pattern continue to result in increasing demand on natural resources, treating to ecosystem stability, facilitate the improvement of productivity, thereby depletion of natural resources, pollution and production cost. This in turn will facilitate industrially competitive in the international and the strategic linear production for Sri Lanka has been developed by the mineral resources in collaboration with all relevant stakeholders and the National Clean Air Production Centre in year 2005. Then go to the next slide. By applying the clean air production principles can be improved the efficiency of natural resources use while maintaining improving environmental quality as well as improved living standard and poverty eliminations. Uh, then this vision is to be achieved through promotion of ecologically sustainable production and consumption while maintaining the viability of our ecosystem from generation to generation. Next, go to the other slide. In this process, it is essential to avoid damage to the environmental and harmful effect on human health caused by pollution, unsustainable production and consumption practices, over exploitation of natural resources. Now I would like to give some example for policies. First one, the National Policy and Strategy on Clean Air Production for Health sector was developed in 2007. Then the National Policy and Strategy on Clean Air Production for Tourism sector. Next, the National Policy and Strategy on Clean Air Production for Fisheries sector were developed in 2008. Then the National Policy and Strategy on Clean Air Production for Agriculture sector was developed in 2010. And the National Policy and Strategy on Plantation sector in year 2015 can be mentioned. The clean air production is the continued application of an integrated preventive environmental strategy to process product and services to increase efficiency and reduce risk to human and the environment. This is the process diagram of clean air production. Then to achieve these key objectives, there is a need for a paradigm shift from reactive approaches to more proactive environmentally sound strategies by incorporating cleaner production concept and practices into the processes, product and services in all the sectors and activities of the country with public or private sector partnership, intersector cooperation and widespread stakeholder participation. Next, I would like to invite my friend Sarala to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Malki. Now I explain what are the policy goals and policy goals. Achieve sustainable development in Sri Lanka, improve environmental quality throughout Sri Lanka, improve eco-efficiency across all sectors of the economic in Sri Lanka, elevate poverty and improve the living standard of Sri Lanka. Move to the next slide. Policy objectives: reduce consumption pressures of the natural resources as by efficient use of raw materials, improve environmental performance by using ecologically sound practices in the production process, design and use of products, and in the provisions and use of services, improve competitiveness in the local and global economy through environmental sound practices, improve efficiency of water and energy consumptions by minimizing wastage and executions, explorations and use through improving the production process of better products and provisions of services, to manage the environment of Sri Lanka's environment in its entirety without compromise, balancing the needs for social and economic developmental integrity to the maximum extent possible while animal activities to achieve environmental accountability. Now I invite my friend Vidurja to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Sarala. Good afternoon, everyone. Now I'm going to tell about policy statement in environmental management. Under this topic, there are 8 statements are mentioned. First one is resources such as land, water, air, minerals, and biodiversity will be managed in a manner consistent with the viability of ecological process. Second one is environmental management will be through participatory, transparent, predictable, and accountable decision-making process at all levels. Third one is, in addition to protecting the environment from abuse, management system will take into account the need to restore environment's damage in the past. Next slide. Fourth one is environmental management system will be encouraged to be flexible so as to adapt to changing situations. Example, climate changes, invasive species, and living genetically modified organisms, and adopt the precautionary principle. Fifth one is the economic value of environment services will be recognized so as to assure the sustainability of such services for the benefit of the people. And next one is the state of the environment will continuously be assessed and reported on through an appropriate institutionalized monitoring framework based on a comprehensive set of indicators. Next slide. Next one is the institutional framework for sound environment management will be strengthened through capacity building, legislative instrument, and improve inter-institutional coordination and linkages. Last one is life cycle and cleaner production principles will be applied to improve the efficiency of natural resources use and improve environmental quality. Thank you. Next, now I invite to Dilusha to continue this presentation.
Environment strategies. Passive environment strategies, dilute and disperse. Reactive environmental strategies, end of pipe approaches. Proactive environmental strategies. Next slide. Proactive environmental strategies, cleaner production, prevention of waste generation, good housekeeping, input substitution, better process control, equipment modification, technology change, product modification, efficient use of energy resources, on-site recovery, reuse. Now I invite my group member Dilanka to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Dilusha. Strategies for cleaner production. Change present water consumption patterns to reduce excessive explosion, use and wastage. Eliminate migrate wastage of energy and improve system efficiencies for energy conservation. And apply life cycle thinking to reduce, eliminate over use of raw material and wastage of eliminate, reduce quantity and toxicity of emissions and discharges in production process and service in order to reduce air, water and land pollution. Next slide. Change the process practice which equals soil degradation by improving implementation to ecologically sound soil conservation method. Create disincentive for production and use of environmentally harmful product and incentives for production and use of environmentally beneficial product by awareness campaign, increase product information and also changing of consumers behavior patterns. Next slide. Promote good governance thoughts incorporating CP. Co-coordinate intersectional CP activities and networks throughout Sri Lanka. Now I invite my friend, continue President Sandhu.
Thank you, Dilanka. Now I explain about outcome to be achieved in cleaner production. The National Environmental Policy provides the directions and framework for managing and caring for the environment. The implementations of the policy has to recognize the impact of human activity on the natural resources individually and on the environment as a whole in Sri Lanka at the present time. In relation to the four basic natural resources of land, water, atmosphere, and biological diversity, the applications of the National Environmental Policy should focus on achieving the outcomes set out below. These are some questions from our presentations. You can find answer to these questions and improve your knowledge. Ashani?
Yeah, I believe that's all, Putala.
Yes, sir. Now we are going to find up our presentation. Thank you all of your kind attention.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so you can close the the slides. So that's all right. Yeah, this is an interesting slide anyway. When it comes to marine pollution, among all the countries in the world, do you know what's the rank of Sri Lanka for the worst marine pollution, especially plastic Plastic marine pollutions. The plastic cooling maker. Sagar Sagare vinasa karne ke, that is pollution, plastic marine pollution. Sri Lanka is one of the top 5 countries polluting the oceans, the marine, okay? Mainly because of this plastic disposals. Yeah. So you have to take note that Sri Lanka is very worst in that case, but Sri Lanka, we are promoting our gold and sandy beaches for tourism, but when it comes to marine pollution, we are in the top 5. Yeah. So you can feel, how serious the situation is. You can feel how serious the situation is, Putala. Okay? You can feel how serious the situation. So think about this, and without having policies and strategies, it is very difficult to, how to say, have a very solid approach for pollution control, for environmental management. Okay, and also there's a word you mentioned here. Let me put that word somewhere here. This itself. You mentioned about this word, paradigm shift. Paradigm shift. Shift. Okay. So this is a very important word. You can say this important word. You have mentioned that. Yeah. So better to understand the meaning, at least at this level. If you hear this, that is also very good. Okay, paradigm shift means a fundamental change in approach. Fundamental change in approach. Example, here you have mentioned that reactive to proactive. Okay, reactive means so you generate pollution, and then for this pollution you are going to do something. Okay, the pollution is already there, and you are going to react on that. Means maybe the pollution is there, you are going for some how to say, to manage the pollutions and pollutants, because the pollutants are already there. So that is what we call end of the pipe. It's in your presentation. End of the pipe means the waste is already there. Okay, and you are going to do something for the waste to minimize the risk exports into waste or whatever, but the waste is already generated. End of the pipe means waste is already generated. Okay, and you are going to minimize the damage. Okay. So there can be, because it depends on the industries, still we can see some end of the pipe approaches. Okay, end of the pipe approaches still we can see, but it is not very good. Okay, reactive to proactive. So this is reactive. Okay, reactive. That is color. To proactive. What proactive means? You are eliminating the waste formation. Okay, so no waste is generated. Through or by implementing proper cleaner production practices. And you know here the technology is important. Technology would be important in this case. Technology would be important, even the new product designs, whatever. So I will take the proper cleaner production practices. That is enough. So you have to do with the product designs, process designs, the technologies, and many things. Okay, so this is proactive. So you need the basic understanding of these wordings so that whenever it is necessary, you can look into those. Yeah. So the proactive ones. Okay, so this is, I got this from your presentation. Paradigm shifts. Yeah. So here is one of the examples. So you have learned this word as well. It's a nice wording, paradigm shift. Okay. Okay. So it's a fundamental change in approach. Okay. Fundamental change in approach. Even in education, there will be paradigm shifts. Paradigm shifts are coming. Maybe from the textbooks based to project based or some experiential knowledge. Now, so even in Sri Lanka, they are going for a paradigm shift in education. I believe so. So this is a good wording. Okay, good wording, and if you know this, yeah, I think it's a kind of very classy thing. If you know what paradigm shift means. Even I came to know this word quite late. Yeah, but you have come across this word at your earlier time. Yeah. Nice wordings. Yeah. Very important. Yeah. So other than this here, some mind maps are also there. Let me go through those mind maps. should be okay now. So here, cleaner production is a continuous application of integrated preventive environmental strategy. Okay, this is in the definition. Okay, strategy. So when it comes to productions, the processes involved, the products involved, the services involved. Okay, and of course you are increasing the efficiency and reducing the risk to the environment. Increasing the efficiency, your energy performance could be, or even your waste reduction could be. Okay, whatever. Yeah. So your efficiency improvements are there. So this is basically the definition of the cleaner production: integrated preventive environmental strategy. Integrated means combination of many. Okay, so here you can see you are dealing with processes, you are dealing with products, you are dealing with services. Okay, and you have to work on efficiencies, and also you have to improve the human health and environment. Yeah. So this is important. Eh? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Process, products, services. So the environmental strategy on this. Okay. So preventive, integrated, and of course continuous in the sense this strategy. The practice should be continuous and there should be continual improvements. Okay, so that is you cannot stop this. Okay, there should be some continuity on this strategy. Okay, it's a function of, let's say it's you cannot stop this. It should be rolling on. Yeah. So the process, product, services, humans, environment, risk reduction. So this is a good slide. Yeah. So we are learning from here. So the FPT group 2, if I'm not mistaken. So this group 2, please share this with the other students as well. Yeah. So policies has goals. So these are the goals here. Yeah, you have to go through this. That is one knowledge. Policy means, of course, there should be some outcomes, national level outcomes. So a policy should define policy goals. Okay. Policy objectives. Okay, goals and objectives. Then for these goals and objectives, the framework, policy framework should be there, and the framework generally can be seen as the policy statements. So goals, objectives, different things could be, and the statements. Yeah. Okay, and the statements. Yeah, it's very important. Yeah. So you know that, yeah, for the policies, you have those. And here, even it's mentioned about the strategies after that. Yeah. So proactive strategies you mentioned. See, reactive is here, proactive is here. Passive, dilute and disperse means you are really try to avoid the problem. Okay, yeah, problem is there, but you are trying to, how to say, try to escape from the problem, not to say why. So passive, reactive, proactive, the strategies, you have mentioned those. And the strategies for cleaner productions are mentioned. Yeah. So these are the things here. And of course, there should be outcomes. Okay. Outcomes means the results we are expecting out of this mainly related to goals. So basically this contains the entirety. So that is good. So even this mentions some questions as well. So we do consider these questions also. Okay. So now we have very strong presentations, group 1 to 5 presentations. Manufacturing, they didn't present even a single one. So it is not very good for them. They are in really a disadvantaged position. And I cannot entertain any more presentations. So food process and the IM. Please share your presentations with the class. Okay. Please share your presentations with the class. And the food, I think they also didn't present all the 5, only maybe 3 if I'm not mistaken. Only 3 or 4 maximum, maybe. Let me check it, but not 5 maybe. That's all. So today we are going to winding up the class, Putana. Okay. Today we are going to winding up the class. And so today we have 34 students. Okay, including myself. 34 students, including myself. So today, yeah, let me summarize and also let me guide you what we have done. Okay. First thing I would say that we have covered the syllabus. Okay. The syllabus contains mainly I distributed this to group 1 to 5. Other than myself, you also teach the class. Okay, it's a good opportunity and you taught the class very well. So please go through these PowerPoints and the audios or videos. Please go through this, your PowerPoints. Those are, I already uploaded many. So please go through that. Okay. And try to have some fingertips knowledge and try to understand this to the fullest. Okay, try to understand this to the fullest. And in one presentation, can you remember one group mentioned about the Toyota case? And the environmental committee is presided by the chairman of the Toyota. Okay, which means you can say that mother of all the knowledge is environmental management and cleaner production nowadays. That is the mother of all the knowledge. Yeah, mainly the new knowledge, innovations and all. So this is a very valuable subject and the practical importance is immeasurable. That's a huge importance of this. Okay, there were 2 case studies. One is the, yeah, you are group number 3. Yeah, okay, good. Group number 3 FPT. Yeah, so that is a huge application, and this is the very prominent thing in manufacturing, in industries, in services. Okay. So by now you should understand the importance of this by going through these presentations. And of course you have to have a very good understanding. And also I should thank you all. Okay. I should thank you all for giving this very nice presentations to the class. And also remember The steaming presentation we have done last week, and I have uploaded that under innovation management. But this steaming presentation, we have done this last Monday. So please look into that presentation as well, because it is also extremely important. And these are the tools. Steaming is a tool. One way, it is more than a tool that provides directions as well. Okay. Steaming presentation. And other than that, okay, in my lessons here, generally my background is from engineering, research and development for industry and for science and technology. So whatever we do, we expect some outcomes. Okay. In short, පොතේ ගුරාලා කියන්නේ අපි පොතේ ගුරාලා නොවිය යුතුයි. පොතේ දේවල් ඉගෙනුවට we have to go beyond the books, and I have tried that as well. And by trying so, I tried to how to say, I tried to train you to have a better thinking skills or better thinking approach for this specific subject, not only for this subject, but for the others as well. Because if we don't train our students to think, okay, if we don't train or if we don't guide our students to think, I think that teaching is only limited to books. And you will be limited to books and your performance. Your performance means the contribution to the society may not be that good. So the prime important is to have a very good thinking skill and thinking approach. අන්නේකයි. හොඳ චින්තනයක් හදාගන්න ඕනේ. ඒ චින්තනයට අදාළ විදිහට ගොඩාක් දේවල් අපි කෙරුවා. So steaming is one of that. Okay, and we have learned about the space. Okay, 4 elements we have learned. We have learned about 4i. Okay, we have learned about how to say, even we have learned about the control systems under this subject. We have learned about control systems. Okay, many new knowledge is there. Okay, many new knowledge is there. There is nothing as deep or shallow, but we have to explore this. Okay, Putala, that is very important. You have to explore this. Okay, that is extremely important. So nowadays what I'm doing is uploading these videos. Of course, those are unedited. Edit karla nahi puta ekakවත්, because you have to go through that unedited one. Later I will do some improved versions of those, but at this time the videos are there for you to listen. Okay, I have to put the proper topics as well. Even I didn't have the much time for this, but let me open up this uploads. What are the things there? Okay, this uploads. I believe you can say this. So EnvMgt and ClnrProdn means environmental management and cleaner production. 2720 means 2020, the month of 7, the day 20th. Okay, so 20th 7/2/20, this one. So you can see environmental management and cleaner production session we have done. So here you can learn a lot. Okay, and if you go through this, you can find many. See, the steaming is here. Your voice, yes, your explanation, all here. Steaming, environmental management and clean production. Because we're supposed to upload all, because sometimes some students are facing challenges, signal issues, lack of gadgets and all. Yeah. Yeah, lack of gadgets and all. One question is there. She's asking, he or she is asking, why this happened to be the last class. Okay. And anyway, before that, let me look into this environmental management and cleaner production. So there are a lot here. You can see, because I put all now, nothing categorized. You can see environmental management, environmental destroy entirely environment. Even the upper row, you can see environmental management. Okay, it's a very nice presentations, environmental management. So you can see environmental management. So there are many sessions we have done. So if anything missing, of course there are a little missed one. Those are in my office computer. So I didn't have those videos, but these videos would be enough. If possible, let me find the others. In any case, if I happen to go to the university, these days we are not going to the university. Okay, so this environmental management and clean production sessions, see, try to go through this all. Okay, try to go through this all, and then later. So I will underline after you are going through this, even you can give me some comments about these videos, and also you can go through the innovation management, some lectures as well, because no harm, very useful. So my approach is very simple. Teaching the technology subjects, engineering subjects in natural way, because engineering and technology, even industrial management technology, food process or manufacturing, whatever this technologies all belongs to nature. So if you cannot understand naturally this one, and if you think your knowledge is some words and equations, you will be in trouble. That's why. So try to have a very simple understanding on this. මතකද අයින්ස්ටයින් කියලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔක්කොම ඉගෙන ගත්තට පස්සේ අර ගොඩක් ඒවා අමතක වෙලා ඉතුරු වෙන දෙයක් තියෙනවනේ. That is what we call knowledge. Even we have that. Everyone has this. You are not keeping all memorizing. But what remains? What remains within you as a knowledge after forgetting many in your learning cycle, that is we call the knowledge. Okay, so you can go through this putala and try to understand. And one more thing, all of your presentations, when you presented, you explain it very well. Okay, which means you have some side notes. Those are not included in your presentations. Okay, if possible, if possible, try to contribute here by having this supplementary notes. Okay, yeah, very important. So here I put 3 subjects: thermodynamics, TMD, IM means innovation management, and environmental management and cleaner production. Okay, so these are, I feel this is very important, and even there are very good clips you can see, go through, and then better to have your own, okay, thinking approach and your own view on the subjects. Okay, yeah, that's why. So this will be very helpful to anyone, especially your presentations, group 1 to group 5. Okay, that is very, very important. Yeah. So that's all I would say. If environmental management and clean production, together with that knowledge, if you can have a very good foundation of innovation management, I believe you are done almost. But innovation management, only the management students, they did innovation management. But the manufacturing and food, I don't know why they don't have this precious subject, innovation management. So by right, everyone must have this knowledge on innovation management. Okay. So any questions from your side? Anyone expecting to do a presentation today?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Buddha.
Yes, sir. We are group number 3 from FPT.
Yes.
Can we do a presentation, sir?
Group number 3. Okay. Yeah, very good. Very good. Because previous is group number 2. Is that so?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you can do it, is wonderful. We can give you a chance. Okay. So
Okay, thank you.
yeah, give me a second before I summarize this. So these are the things, Putana, please go through. I didn't have any time even to put the names or the titles for this. And if possible, you can propose the titles, then I can add those. Or some descriptions I can put. Okay, but I didn't have that luxury of time these days to put those descriptions. So I just upload these videos. Okay, so I use the YouTube as the platform because anyone can watch this. Otherwise, when I email to you, those who receive this only can watch this. Yeah. So let's say example, I'm doing thermodynamics and I'm setting the paper for manufacturing, mechatronics, and building service. But building service lecturer is a different one. But I have to set the paper for all. So even the BST students can look into this with no restrictions. So these are the situations why I make use of this. And the other thing, your data packages may be only 250 rupees a month. You can watch, you can download. I think download also possible maybe. Yes, you can share. And that is unlimited. Okay, unlimited. So that opportunity also they are with you. Yeah, that's why. And the other thing is when I share in this way, your presentations are here. So your group's presentation can be seen by the other groups as well. Okay, all unedited as it is once. Okay, so that is very important. And the other thing is example, food process. they didn't learn anything about innovation. But if you go to innovation management sessions here, you can have some idea about innovation management. Okay, even for food and how to say management, they didn't learn thermodynamics, but they can look into this and they can learn something because the explanations are very natural. Yeah, and there are some topics, example like knowledge management. Yeah, so maybe anyone interested, they can go through this. Yeah, so that's why there are a lot of advantages of having this. Okay, that is very important, Putala. That's why I put here. So please go through this. Okay, because one day, not sooner, because I am removing some presentations because this is here so many, maybe over 50, 60 presentations. So there will, yeah, time will come to remove many of this. Okay. Means unlist of this. Okay. So please go through this and have some good learning experience. Don't worry about the voice. Voice qualities are not there. And also there can be lapses when we share the knowledge. Yeah, not always it's continuous. Okay, some notes, developing the notes also here. So it is not like you are watching YouTubes. Okay, this is a lesson. So imagine that you are a student or a lecturer and you are reviewing or observing a lesson. With that point, you can watch this and you can gain. Okay, but just by appearance, you may not like this, but the essence here is very important. So please go through this. Okay, Bhutana. And here, so this one is about the entropy. Yeah, entropy, I think we have not learned about the entropy for environmental management, but it's a very last batch. I taught them entropy. But this batch, I didn't share with you the entropy knowledge, if I'm not mistaken. But later I recommend this. So this is about entropy. This is under thermodynamics, you can see. So later I can share with you whatever interdisciplinary and important ones. Okay, that's why, Buddha, please go through these lectures. Yeah, and audios and videos are more effective and more supportive when it comes to gaining knowledge rather than reading a PowerPoint. Okay, but you have the PowerPoint, you can read your PowerPoint, and at the same time you can listen to this. Your batchmates, your group members' voice is here. Okay, and I didn't put, there are other environmental management sessions with my voice, even I didn't put here because it's too many here. Okay, yeah, even from my side also there are a few. Okay, so that's about this uploading. So I have reasons to upload, and it's a must to share with all the students. So that's why I put it here. So whenever we go for the exams, so by that time, let me highlight you some of the presentations here so you can specially go through those. And then you can be ready for that. Okay. And the other thing is your presentations are here. So whenever I give the continuous assessment, the transparency is here. See, because the presentations are here. Yeah, that's why. So that is justifiable. So try to go through this and try to learn. There are a lot of things you can learn. Okay. Later I will put some important little clips for your enrichments. Later, I will prepare if I have time. Okay. So that's also we will now give the chance for the FPT group number 3. Puta, also send me your presentation. Send me your presentation. And also we will give a chance for group number 3. Okay. Yeah. So that's all, Puta. So yeah, please go ahead with the presentation now. So I'm going to stop sharing so that you can start sharing. Okay, very good. Go ahead. Group number 3. Your voice is not there, Bhutala. Voice is not there. Can you hear?
So can I start?
Yeah, please go through. Yeah, go ahead.
Good
Okay.
afternoon to all. We are group number 3 FE. Today the topic of our presentation is cleaner production implementation in industries. I am Rasika and other group members Jai Vikrama, Sirivardhana, Shalinda, Ekanayaka, Hamitra, Sandruwan. Content of the presentation: introduction, policy of CP, method and tool for the CP, introduction to life cycle assessment and eco-design, waste identification and minimization, introduction to cleaner production and implementation. What is cleaner production? The continuously application of an integrated and preventive environmental strategy to process, product and services to increase overall efficiency and reduce risks to human and the environment. The production processes: conserving raw materials and energy, eliminating toxic materials, and reducing the quantity and toxicity of all emissions and wastage. Product, reducing negative impact along the life cycle of a product from raw materials extraction to ultimate disposal. Services: incorporating environmental concern into designing and delivering services. Cleaner production is a preventive approach to environmental management that encompasses eco-efficiency, waste minimization, pollution prevent, green productivity. Mind map of the cleaner production. Cleaner production hierarchy. 5 phases of hierarchy. First phase, treat and disposal. Fourth phase, recycle. Third, reuse, reduce, and final, eliminate. Thank you for your attention for me, and then I invite to Shashikala continue our presentation.
Thank you, Rasika. Cleaner production is going to production process or services. Cleaner production is related to other sustainable concepts such as eco-efficiency, environmental sound technology, life cycle assessment, green pollution, and zero emission for cleaner production to success. And also waste disposal, pollution control, recycling, waste minimization, pollution prevention, cleaner production, and industrial ecology. These are most affected to the for success, cleaner production, and sustainable development. Next slide. We focus how to adopt cleaner production concept. You can see some diagram in this slide. Firstly, plan in an organization, then assessment, then feasibility analysis, and finally implementation. Under the planning and organization, get managerial commitment, select cleanup production team, set overall assessment goals, overcome barriers, start preliminary studies. Under the assessment, collect data, set priorities, select assessment team, generate cleanup production options, start preliminary study. Under the feasibility analysis, technical evaluation, economic evaluation, environmental analysis, select option for implementation. Finally, under the implementation, obtain funds, implement solution, monitor and evaluate results, plan new projects. And thank you. Next, I invite Hamitra to continue presentation.
Thank you, Sasikala. Good afternoon, all of you. Now I am continuing our presentation. Cleanup production key elements. There are some key elements when we apply cleanup production in industry. One is pollution prevention, ecological sustainable, safety and protection of health, not limited only to manufacturing industries, can be applied for services also. Risk reduction, improve efficiency as well as long-time efficiency, benefits to the environment, communities and businesses. There are some cleanup production practices. Example, good housekeeping, recycling, input sustainability, technology modification, product modification, better process control, equipment modification, on-site recovery reuse, production of a useful byproduct. Next slide. We can get some benefits when we are applied cleanup production in industries. Cleanup production can improve product and services, can lower risk, can improve company image, improves workers' health and safety conditions, can reduce waste treatment and disposal cost, can be integrated with the business EMS, environmental management system. See, cleanup production saves cost on raw material, energy and water. Cleanup production makes companies more profitable and competitive. Cleanup production can help implementing MES. Implementing cleanup production evaluates the feasible prevention measures which are implemented and provisions taken to ensure the ongoing application of cleanup production. When we are producing a product, we must implement some procedures, strategies, application for reducing energy waste, water waste, and provide quality or eco-friendly product to society. There are some strategies used for implementation in industry. One is input material substitution. Here we can change input material, water and energy, replacing toxic or harmful materials with less toxic, use of renewable materials, use materials with longer lifetime, material purification. Second one is technology change. Here replacing equipment modification, optimal automation and increased automation, improved process control, improved equipment layout. Third one is good operation practices and improved operation practices. When we are applied some procedures or planning some procedures, we must follow some scheduling, production scheduling and energy management, maintenance programs, working instruction and procedures, training and incentives programs, adequate process control operations, proper maintenance and cleaning. Fourth one is product modification. Here we can recycling friendly design, product life extension, more efficient and less material intensive packaging, and reduction of harmful substances. There are two types of barriers, internal barriers and external barriers. Internal barriers mean traditional philosophy of CEO and internal organization and communication and limited information and data expertise on waste and emissions. Internal barriers focus on end-of-pipe solutions and short-term profits. Inadequate cost and profit calculation. There is no or limited support of middle management. External barriers mean availability of investment capital and cleaner production technologies. Properly implemented cleaner production. When we are using cleaner production in proper way, always and usually we can get some benefits. Reduce long-time liabilities, we can get always benefits. Usually we can increases profitability, lower production cost, enhances productivity, provides a rapid return on any capital or operating investment required, increasing product yield, leads to the more efficient use of energy and raw materials, result in improved product quality continuation, increases staff motivation, and reduces consumer risk and environmental accidents. And we can when we apply properly, is it fast and easy to implement. We can avoid regulatory compliance cost, leads to insurance savings, and requires little capital investment. Thank you. Sasikala will continue our presentation.
Thank you, Hamitra. Method and tools of cleaner production. Next slide. Cleaner production is a method and tools to identify where and why a company are losing resources in the form of waste and pollution, and these losses can be minimized. Cleaner production assessment, we have to go cleaner production options. Then we can go to less waste in the company and finally improve productivity of company. Next slide. Method of cleaner production. You can see there are 6 methods of cleaner production. There are the recognized need for cleaner production, planning and organization, preliminary assessment, detailed assessment, implementation and monitoring process, progress, successfully implemented cleaner production project. Under the planning and organization, obtain management commitment, organize project team, identify barriers and solutions, set objectives, pre-assessment. Then under the preliminary assessment, identify sources, analyze sources, generate possible options. Then under the detailed assessment, evaluate options for technical, environmental and economic feasibility, select best option. And also under the implementation and monitoring progress, option implementation, monitoring and evaluation, sustain and continue. Finally, we can do successfully implementation cleaner production project. Next slide. Cleaner production tool. If we want to successfully implementation cleaner production, we should be use cleaner production tools. There are 3 cleaner production tools: source reduction, recycling, product modification. First tool is source reduction. It divides 2 groups: good housekeeping, process change. By there, under the process chain, raw material change, better process control, equipment modification and technology change. Third tool is recycling. It can devise 2 parts: on-site reduce and recovery, certain useful byproduct. Third tool is product modification. Next slide. You can see some cycle of the cleaner production tools in this process. Firstly, extraction raw material. Then we should do design and production. Next, packing and distribution. Then use and maintenance. Now disposal and wastage, and finally recovery for natural resources. In that time, disposal waste can be recycling no material and compounds of reuses. And thank you. Next, I invite Pratisha to continue our presentation.
Thank you, Shashikala. In our presentation, third topic is policy or strategy of cleaner production. Now I move to next slide. National policy. The national policy and the strategy on cleaner production for Sri Lankan has been developed by Ministry of Environmental and Natural Resources in collaboration with all relevant stakeholders, including the National Clean Production Center. The policy pronounced that local and global economic growth, environmental sound practices, improve the social responsibility towards sustainable development, improve the efficiency of water and energy consumption, improve the environmental performance. Policy statement: establish and implement supportive legislation to promote cleaner production, build capacity to implement cleaner production and procedure at all levels, apply cleaner production policy at the local, regional, and national level to improve the system efficiency, incorporate cleaner production concept into the educational system at all levels. Now move to next slide. Policy strategy: change present water consumption pattern to reduce the efficiency, execute exploitation, use and wastage, eliminate or mitigate wastage of energy and improve the system efficiency for energy conservation, establish and implement procedure for improving the overall cleaner production program and policy, establish and utilize regular reporting procedure to cover the result of cleaner production program, promote good governance through incorporating clean production practices at the local, regional, and national government level. Sustainable development in cleaner production provides a practical way of moving towards sustainable development. Cleaner production allows the procedure of good and the providers of service produce more with less raw material, less energy, less waste, and less environmental impact. Sustainable development made up three pillars. Those are society, economy, and environmental. Under society, welfare, equal opportunity, social cohesion, international solidarity, maintain of human capital. Under economy, economic growth, efficiency and competitiveness, flexibility and stability, production or consumption, employment and international trade. Under environmental, consumption of resources, material and waste, fixed state of change, natural and cultural landscape. And now I invite Madhubhashini to conduct our presentation.
Thank you, Pratisha. Introduction to Life Cycle Assessment and Eco-Design. First of all, we would know about what is cleaner production life cycle. The application of the concept of cleaner production to practice requires a suitable tool. Life cycle assessment is one such a tool for assessing the overall environmental burdens and resource consumption associated with products, process, services throughout their life cycle from cradle to grave. Next slide. What is a life cycle assessment? You can see some diagram of the cleaner production life cycle. Life cycle assessment is a process for analyzing the environmental impacts generated over the entire life cycle of a product or services from provision of raw materials to final disposal of the product. And also life cycle assessment is an extremely complex process. Also, you can see this diagram, a cumulative lock-in of environmental impact arising from decisions made along the product development cycle. Then move to next slide. Cleaner production life cycle management. What is cleaner production life cycle management? Refers to the handling of a good as it moves through the typical stage of its product life, development, introduction, growth, maturity or stability, and decline. This handling involves both the manufacturing of the good and the marketing of it. Policy and strategy, systems or process, concept or programs, tools or techniques, data, informations or models. Those activities are having under the life cycle management. Then move to next slide. Concept for a green economy. The green economy is an economy that results in reducing environmental risk and ecological scarcities, and that aims for suitable development without degrading the environment. It is closely related with ecological economics, but has a more politically applied focus. In the industrial world, it is defined as resource efficient technology driven activity. That I move to next slide. Industrial ecosystem. A community or network of companies and other organizations in a region who chose to interact by exchanging and making use of byproducts of energy in a way that provides one or more of the following benefits. Likewise, a reduction in the use of virgin materials, reduction in pollution, increased energy efficiency, reduction in the volume of waste product, increased market value of products, like things. Then move to next slide. When you start, you can see the eco design of the some industry. When you start the supplying raw materials, then go to manufacturing process, and then go to consumer use, and finally waste disposal. Under the manufacturing part, we can be used recycle and reduce processes. In that recycle process, those cannot be reused as a raw materials, but they can be used for energy recovery after treatment processes. And also important thing is recovery energy from those having no alternatives. Then go to product use part. Here we can use the reuse process. Its meaning, it can be used goods repeatedly, like packing materials, plastic, glasses and papers and other things. Finally, in the waste disposal part, dispose of those cannot be used by any usage. Then move to next slide. Waste identification and minimization. What is waste? Simply, it can define waste are unwanted or unusable materials. Waste is any substances which is discarded after primary use is worthless, defective, and of no use, and which is no longer of value when improperly handled, can cause substantial harm to human health and safety or to the environment. Um, Form of waste: gaseous waste, liquid waste, and solid waste. But and also we can separate our waste at the sources as recyclable, rest, and biodegradable. Um, then waste management principle. Waste is introduced into the environmental due to the day-to-day activities of humans. Waste management refers to the many methods and processes of dealing with waste at every stage, from generation and collection through to the final disposal. Mainly focused on these principles: inventory, characterization, segregation, and minimization. Next slide. Waste disposal method. Properly disposal waste is very essential for the optimal processes operations. It protects the environment from harmful industrial release. Waste disposal methods are landfilling, chemical treatment, biological treatment, thermal treatment, and physical treatment, and also solidification and encapsulation. Next slide. Waste minimization. What is waste minimization? Waste minimization approach that focuses on reducing the amount and toxicity of hazardous waste generated. Waste minimization techniques focus on preventing waste from ever being created, otherwise known as source reduction and recycling. Um, Waste prevention through on-site reduction of waste by chains of input, raw materials, technology chains, good
පුතා සද්ද හෙන්නේ නැතුව ගියාද? හිලෝ
processes that reduce waste from the sources, seek to identify reuse, seek to identify the usefulness of waste in other application with little or no modification in the waste, recycling, converting waste into useful products for other application, recovery and reuse of heat energy, composting process, which reclaims the organic parts of solid waste for reuse as much or solid conditioner. So wind up our presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Putana. Thank you for the very good presentation. Could you send me that presentation? Could you email me that, Putana? Can you email the presentation now? FPT Group 3.
Okay, sir.
Please email me. Putana, මම survey එකක් කිව්වනේ ඔය කට්ටියට. Can you remember? The Korea Research Institute of Vocational Education and Training, CREVET survey එකක්. Can you remember that? මතකද පුතාලා? Can you remember? Email එකක් කිව්ව මතකද? පුතා මතකද email එකක් එව්වා මේ survey එකක් ගැන. අද ජානකී නෑ වගේනේ. සඳුරුනි පුතා මතකද email එකක් කිව්වා මේ survey එකක් for students, parents and teachers. හම්බ වුණාද එහෙම එකක්? email එකක් එව්ව එකක්? Did you receive it? ළමින්ට මතකද කොහොමද? presentation file එකේ ඉන්නකල් ඒ ගැන කතා කරන්න බැලුවේ. So could you remember I sent one Google Forms maybe. Google Form survey. Crivet Korea. Yes, I have sent it to you. Manufacturing FPT batch. I am not the maker. Yeah, I am also there. Hambunani. Uta, can you remember? I have sent to IM, FPT, and several other batches as well. I just emailed it again if possible, and it is very good if you can fill this survey because Korea, this TVET sector is very strong. Koreans technology sector is very strong, and we can work together. Even you may get some opportunities as well. That's why I thought of passing it to you. So they are expecting to send this as earliest as possible. Puta chance එකක් තියෙද කට්ටියට කියවන්න? chance එකක් තියෙද? Any chance to fill that form? chance එකක් තියෙද පුතා? Yeah, if possible, please help me with this one. Yeah, that survey. One for students, one for parents, and one for teachers. Teachers one I can manage, but for the students and parents, I need your help really. Okay. FPT group number 4. Which group number 4?
FPT group number 4.
Yes. So please go ahead, do your presentation, Puta. Okay, very good. Please go ahead, do your presentation. Now. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please.
Okay, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Share the screen, Puta, and start the presentation.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Uh, Group number 4. Good evening, all of you. I am Jyopradish. Today presentation about cleanup production promotion. Move to the next slide. Move to the next slide. Next slide. Move to the next slide. These are the content presentation today. Move to the next slide. Introduction. Cleanup production is the continuous application of an integrated preventative environmental strategy applied to the process, product, and service to increase overall efficiency
Hinne, is something went wrong? We cannot hear.
Okay, sir. Sorry. These definitions. Okay, sir. This definition of according to UNEP, CP sometimes called pollution prevention, environmental strategy apply, production process, product and service. Then see one by one. First is the production process. Cleanup production include conserving raw material and energy, eliminating toxic raw material and reducing the quantity and toxicity of all emissions and waste before
they are leaving the process. Product reducing negative impact along the life cycle of product from raw material extraction to ultimate disposal. Services incorporating environmental consent into the designing and delivering services. Move to the next slide. Dalai Lama, scientific applications of environmental changes are difficult for ordinary human beings to comprehend fully. We hear about hot temperature and rising sea level, increasing cancer rate, thus populations growth, depletions of resource, and indications of their pieces. Human activity everywhere is hastening to destroy key element of the natural ecosystem all living beings depend on. In this century, we have seen engage war, poverty, pollution, and the suffering. According to the Buddhist teaching, such things happen as the results of ignorance and actions. We should extend this attitude to be concerned for our whole environment. As a basic principle, I think it is better to help if you can. The earth is our home and our mother. We need to respect and take care of her. Move to the next slide. Basic principle of cleaner production. There are 4 basic principles. First is the precaution and preventative principle. Second, the third is the comprehensive of democratic principle. 4 is the continuity principle. Explain about the principle one by one. First is a precaution and preventative. Precautionary principle move the burn of the proof First is the precaution and preventative principle. Precaution principle moves the burn of the proof for the safety and efficiency of process from society to the person proposing the process. It is up to the potential polluter to prove that their activity causes harm. The precautionary principle is an inherent part of the achieving sustainable development. The preventative is to look to upstream changes in the cases network of the system of production and consumption. The preventative nature of cleaner production call for the new approach to reconsider product design, consumer demand, pattern of material, consumption, and indeed the entry material basis of economic activities. Go to the next slide. The integration principle. Integration involves adopting a holistic view of the production cycle. Integrated and holistic approach is more important to reduce the environmental health and safety impact of product over their entry life cycle. For raw material extraction through the manufacturing and use to the ultimate disposal of the product. Society need to adopt an integrated approach to environmental resource use and consumption to ensure that addressing on one pollution problem doesn't simply create another. This can happen particularly when regular and practitioner concentrate one medium, for example, air, and don't take account of the impact on their media of the fixing that pollution problem. For another example, air pollution control techniques can be transfer the pollution to solid waste or water. By reducing the need for the emission into the environmental of such sustainable, these measures thereby provide for an integrated protection of all environmental media. Comprehensive of democratic principle. The comprehensive or democratic principle involves people, works, and local resident in the way where production and consumption are organized. The people, the workers, and the people of the area involved in the democratic principle. This is basically the principle that principle do manually in the highly mechanized cleaner production industry. The continuity principle, cleaner production is a no-end process. Is a implementation call for the government and consumer, mean that the cleaner production. Okay, move to the before the slide. The continuity principle means that the cleaner production process is an endless process. We know that there are cleaner production process take place anywhere in the world in different ways and different levels with or without industrialization. This principle also means that this cleaner production process is essential for the balanced existence of the world. Next slide, move to the next slide. This is a cleaner production methodology. The organization need for the cleaner production methodology. First, the planning. This is a process. First, the planning and organization. Second is the assessment. Third one is the feasibility analysis. Fourth one is the implementation. Planning and organization. This is the obtain management commitment, organize project team, and identify the barriers and solution, set the objective and pre-assess. Second is the assessment. Assessment meaning identify the sources, analyze cases, generate possible options. Feasibility analysis is evaluate option on technical, environmental, and economic feasibility. Select best option. Then implementation. via implementation, option implementation, and monitoring and evaluation, and sustain and continue. This is a successful implementation cleaner products. Sometime implementation do the again. This process is a cycle. Move to the next slide. Move to the next slide. This is then we see the continuity of cleaner production. Continuity of cleaner production cycle involve the cleaner production methodology process also. This is based on the reduction of material and energy use and of waste and emission generation and time. This is a cycle. First is start the CP project. Via the cleaner production process is start, then project organization, then assessment, then CP option, then feasibility analyze. After that assessment report, then via project implementation. After measure the progress, then final report, then top management review the project. This is a cycling project, not the end of this process. I invite Cassini continue the presentation. Thank you. Excuse me.
Yes, Vita. Go ahead.
Move to the next slide, sister. Hasini. Okay, I present it. Tools of the cleaner production. It is the possible to view of the extent of tools that can help to obtain cleaner production. Tools are good housekeeping. Good housekeeping involves every phases of industrial operation and apply throughout the entry. Take appropriate managerial and operational action to prevent leaks, spills, and exceeding operational induction. Second is the waste reduction audit. This involves effort to reduce hazardous waste and the waste material by modifying industrial production. Source reduction methods involve changes in manufacturing technology, raw material input, and product formulation as the consequence. Source reduction falls well within the concept of the cleaner production and pollution prevention. Life cycle analysis, then environmental performance assessment. Environmental performance is the quantitative and qualitative expression of the improvement achieved by the enterprises on its environmental aspect. Environmental performance evaluation is an important tools to determine the potential cleaner production opportunity. Risk audit. Risk audit is a main tools, industrial ecology. Primary focus is one the whole system approach the business network, rule of the recycle including in the process of site and between the firm. Promote reduction in the volume of the pollution discharge to the environment. Input substitution. Substitution input material by less toxic while renewable material by adjust material which have a longer service lifetime in production. Move to the next slide. Thank you. I invite the Hasini continue the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Yo. Let's we know about what is the sustainable development. Sustainable development is the development of that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Clean production is recognized as a tool that can contribute to the sustainable form of economic development. Clean production is a strategy that protects the environment, the consumer, and the worker while improving the industrial efficiency, profitability, and competitiveness of enterprise. By eliminating or reducing waste at the source, economic development can continue to occur, but in a more environmentally sustainable manner. Some of the intrinsic concepts in clean production that directly support sustainable development include reduction of waste at source and reducing the use of raw materials as a more sustainable for the input resource. Reduce the prevention of environmental concerns of the triple bottom line, greater degree of partnership and communication with local governments, university and communities to ensure local participation and encourage equality, return on investment calculation that helps the economy and the environment, but also improves the economic efficiency, competitiveness, and profitability of enterprises. It can bring significant financial and economic advantages as well as environmental benefits at the local and global level. Support for clean production can, for example, play an important role in relation to the Framework Conventions on Climate Change. The first step towards sustainability is clear that even though clean production is an important component, it alone will not lead to sustainable development. Sustainability requires comprehensive cultural changes within industry, government, and communities. On the other hand, clean production and preventive environmental management can represent the first step towards the sustainability. Benefits of the clean production. Why is the clean production beneficial for industry? Cost saving thoughts reduce waste both of energy and materials, improved operating efficiency of the plant, better product quality and consistency, recovery of some waste materials, possibility to improve the working environment, health and safety, improvement of the enterprise image, with environmental regulation, on end of five-phase treatment, and improve market opportunity. Barrier to introduction, resistance to change, lack of information, expertise and adequate training, completing business priorities, in particular the pressure and short-term profit, lack of communication with the enterprise, system with to capture environmental costs and benefits, difficulty in assessing external finance, economic incentive. Strategy of clean production. Gender and protocol pattern of cases, expensive escalations, use and waste, eliminate, mitigate, stop energy efficiency for energy conservation, apply life cycle thinking, reduce, eliminate our use of raw materials and wastage, eliminate, reduce quantity and toxicity of emissions, and discharges in production process sources in order to reduce, eliminate air, water, and land pollution, create distinctives for production and use of environmentally harmful products and incentives for production and use of environmentally beneficial products by awareness campaigns, increase product intonations, and also changing the consumer behavior patterns. Clean Production Promotion Law. Clean Production Promotion Law was approved by the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress. The law was enacted to promote clean production, increase the efficiency of utilization rate of resources, reduce and avoid the generation of pollutants, protect and improve environment, ensure the health of human beings, and promote the sustainable development of economy and society. Enterprises shall monitor resources consumption and waste during the course of production and provisions of services, and conduct clean production with respect to production and services procedure according to need. Enterprises that exceed the national or local discharging standard or exceed the total volume and control targets for pollutants set by the relevant people, government clean production audit, and hazardous production of discharging toxic and hazardous substances shall periodically conduct clean production audits and report the audit result to the Department for Environmental Protection, Department for Economics and Trade under the local people's government at our above country. These are the I do have enough knowledge for answer this question. We conclude our presentation. Thank you all of you listening.
Okay, Butala, thank you. So could you send me the presentation? Yeah. You can stop sharing the screen. Could you send me the presentation? Ken? The present, yeah. Please email it to me. So I hope you have the email address. So please email it to me. So, yes, group presentation. Yes, I think that is. And your presentation also got some very good slides. Even there are many things we have to understand. So please share the slides with the others as well, with the class. Please share the presentation with the class, Putala. So today I have to stop the class in few minutes time. So let me wind up this today. Let me wind up now. So please email me the presentation also. If you don't feel the environment very well, if you don't have the right attitude, and if you just have some working on some activities, that is not enough. Your attitudes, responsibilities, your qualities, and your care towards environment, all are important. Okay, so it is more than having a certificate and technical knowledge. Yeah. Also, I hope you can remember we learned about VOCs, volatile organic compounds. Okay, and PCBs. Okay, VOCs and PCBs. Yeah, look into those as well. And about the particulate matters, PM 2.5, PM 10, and all. Also, we learn about the greenhouse effects, CO emissions, okay, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide emissions. Also, we learn about air pollutions. Okay, those are the things I have shared with you other than your 5 presentations. So all this knowledge is very essential for you. So please keep the things in your mind because those are very important. Okay. When time permits, I will summarize these things, and even about the PM 2.5, PM 10, there should be records in the uploads. Okay, you look for those. Okay, so that's all, Butala. So let me wind up the session. It's raining here now. So good luck to you all. And if you need any more sessions, we are flexible enough to arrange a timing. Yeah, you have sent me the mail. So I will look into the mail later, Buddha. Okay, yeah, I received it. FPT group number 4. Thank you very much. And now no time to discuss. So let me stop the class now. Okay. So also let me stop the class. Bye then. Bye.